Hello, welcome to the ReT podcast. My name is Adam Manito, or Adam, your usual host. I am joined by Ocean.
Hello, what's up, everyone?
And, much like a lot of the recent episodes, we have another special guest with us. Please welcome Chaineh.
Hello, thank you for having me, guys.
I am professional. I know how to introduce people. How are we all doing, guys?
Doing great. Excited for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, Chaineh here is, would you say the creator of March Caprice, the main organizer?
No, I would not say that, actually.
No?
No. So the founders actually Keyblade Spymaster.
Okay.
He's the one that, started the whole thing. I was there day one.
Right.
And he pitched the idea to me. It actually started from there's a DM on Discord in like I want to say it was like 2019 or 2020, somewhere in there.
Right.
That was like he's like, hey, I want to start a Kingdom Hearts con, and would you help me with it? And I went, no. I'm like, I've got so much on my plate right now. I can't handle an entire con. Holy crap, no.
I assume in your head you were thinking like hundreds of people going to a particular place and like a
right,
typical
exactly.
con.
Yeah, that'd
exactly.
be pretty chaotic.
I'm like, I can't handle that. I'm like, you have my full emotional support. You have my love. You have my blessing. Please go do good in the world. Years later, I'm one of the heads of March Caprice.
Well, what do you know?
To the point where
How did I get here? Huh?
we actually mistook you as the leader. We weren't sure. Because
I don't know how that happened, but
well, when we usually have an issue, like, you know, we've had issues in the past with videos and stuff. My first thought is, oh, I've got something I need to ask someone. I'll go to Chaineh. I'll bother him in his DMs, and we'll figure something out.
No, one of my roles and one of Ava's roles, we're kind of the main like participant contacts. So that I could see where you made that mistake. So we do. Yeah, I think me and Ava are kind of the two people that deal with participants.
Yeah.
So
Nice, yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of work, man. Yeah.
But based on
Yes.
the last podcast that we did with Ava, I was right to say that she scares me. I feel like you're a little bit more approachable.
she can do that, yeah.
She has this unwavering violence towards Pat, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stay out of that, Chief.
It's deserved, but it's no. All of us we joke and stuff, but we do all love each other, and we're all very cohesive.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
if we didn't, we wouldn't be running this, you know.
Of course,
Yeah, big happy family.
I mean, as the promotional art is saying, this is the third year now, March Caprice.
March Caprice.
Caprice, I love it.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of the team from last year, so we actually joined first time last year, so we missed the first one. But it seems like a lot of the team from last year is returning this year.
Yeah, I think actually every single person who was in March Caprice 2, as far as staff goes, is somehow involved in March Caprice 3. We have some people that took a little bit more of a back seat, but like Pat and actually I don't think David was in March Caprice 2, but Pat was a little more involved last year. He's taken a little more of a back seat this year, but
Yeah.
everybody is involved in some way, and we've got a few new people like Treehouse and Violet and Lyman actually joining the staff, which is really nice.
Nice, glad
Yeah.
it's growing. Yeah.
And didn't KH Guides join this year as well?
Yeah, Cage Guides as well, and he's Guides is super awesome. He's
Guides is great.
We had him in a podcast a while ago, well, like even before he was a part of March Caprice. And
I was actually listening to that episode this morning. Yeah.
Oh, were you? We had him right at the end voicing a lot of our Donald lines with his dumb Donald Duck impression.
Oh yeah. He's very good. He's surprisingly good at that. I shouldn't
It's
say
weirdly,
surprising.
it's weirdly
He's very
good.
talented. He's very talented. That doesn't surprise me, but you
Yeah,
don't
kudos
expect,
to the man.
Yeah, you don't expect that voice to come out of that man until it happens. So.
I mean, it's also fair to say that you don't expect our voice to come out of that duck. So
That's true, yeah.
I should clarify to a lot of people, like, people keep thinking, like, oh, you did the Don Cheadle things, like, because Don Cheadle voices normal voice Donald. It's like, we had no idea that they did this in DuckTales. We just thought it was funny.
Was that before that DuckTales? Because that was like
That DuckTales
decently
episode
in the
came
series.
out before our first episode.
Oh, it did. Okay.
So a lot of people...
I'm like, hey, maybe they stole the idea.
That's a nostalgia trip.
But it wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, it came out not too long before. So I think we were organising and planning for the first episode as that particular episode of DuckTales came out. And, you know, I don't watch everything. I'm not going to lie, I don't have nostalgia for DuckTales, so I never watched it. And we couldn't find a Donald Duck voice, so we just said, Casa, go and do that. He did that.
Do a deep Donald Duck voice.
Yeah. And
And hey, it worked. It's a good idea.
Of course it worked.
It's very comedic, yeah.
So obviously you're one of the main organisers for Marge Caprice. What do you do outside of Marge Caprice? Like, do you do video content or streaming? What do you do for the Kingdom Hearts community?
Yeah, so I've actually been I've been a little bit of everywhere. Dipped my toes into a few different pools. I was the one of the main admins for the Kingdom Hearts wiki. Back when it was on Wikia, it was called the Keyhole at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there a lot of
yes, I
times.
remember the Keyhole. Yes.
Yep, I was one of the main admins there, and then I was a moderator for the current Kingdom Hearts wiki. And then I moved to KH Database. I worked very, very briefly for KH13. I also did. Where else was I? I think those are the main places. KH Database is kind of like my home, though. That's kind of my home base when I'm not working.
I just want to say thank you for all those synthesis guides on those wikis. That really helped me back then.
I didn't write those, but you're welcome anyway.
Super helpful.
Yeah, those wikis came into they were very helpful for like all the stupid niche details. Like
like Ultima Weapon and stuff. Yeah.
I like, as somebody that works on it, I'm probably biased, but I think they're really good guides too. Like, I use them myself. So
I mean, we're completely biased to our own project. Like, it's fair to say, yes, I did a good job because, frankly, a lot of people do good job. I have a speech impediment. It's a great trait for a voice actor.
Oh yeah, it's super common for voice actors. So, Chaineh, like, how'd you get introduced to the Kingdom Hearts franchise?
The franchise, so I actually didn't get involved until Days was about to be released.
Okay, so you're quite late into the series.
I'm a little newer.
Perfectly fine. Yeah.
But I mean, in that time I delved really, really deep, and I feel like I know most everything about it. I feel like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like a lore expert by now. Yeah.
When you start writing a wiki, you start learning things very quickly.
Well, don't worry, we're not gonna pop quiz you or anything like that.
You're good
about that.
So how many zippers does Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora have? It's like, I don't know.
Two.
Trick question. They're all belts.
Yeah. So, but I had seen my friend had pre-ordered Days.
Right.
Through GameStop, and he got the Days poster that came with pre-order.
Okay.
So I saw that on his wall, and I said, "Hey, what's that?" And he turns to me and he's like, "You haven't heard of Kingdom Hearts?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "No." And his mom also sitting there, like, turns to me and says, "Oh, you're not prepared." And I went, all right.
His mom.
Yeah, because we were in high school at the time,
Mhm.
and you kind of vent about your interests and stuff and trying to describe Kingdom Hearts to somebody on the outside can be very difficult if you don't do it in a certain way.
Yeah.
Just because
Right.
of all the lore, because of how deep and how complicated the lore could be.
Like,
So
yeah, no,
she
I
she was a victim of that.
Ah,
Yeah, so she's like, "Oh, you're not prepared for all the shenanigans that's about to go on," and I'm like, "Okay." And lo and behold, here I am running March Caprice.
that's fair.
I would have said anime boy with Disney characters in Final Fantasy.
Right, one sentence description. Honestly, that's if it doesn't hook you right away, just don't bother.
Darkness, light, and Mickey Mouse says some edgy stuff.
Perfect.
We
yeah.
got to get that elevator pitch that Nomura gave years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. I still can't believe that Kingdom Hearts came about because of an elevator. Like, that still blows my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but hey, it's why we're here. So
Of course.
thank
yeah.
you,
Yep.
thank
This
you,
fantastic mess.
thank you, Hashimoto and random Disney executive.
Thank you to the guy that installed the elevator into that building.
Yeah, thank you for that.
He doesn't get enough credit. Actually, can I talk to you about one thing? Because obviously we had Violet and Aber on, and
Yeah.
when we were talking about like all the technical stuff after the podcast had ended, they sent us a couple of profile pictures for the thumbnail, and they both sent over what is essentially like your profile picture. It's like a Nocturne thing, magic.
Oh
boy thing.
yeah.
And I figured like, oh, that's cool. Hang on, Chaineh's got one of those. Pat's known to have one of those as well. Is this just like a March Caprice like Nocturne magic-y cult?
Cult is a word you could use, yes. But that actually started. We were all kind of friends before March Caprice,
Right.
and we kind of all found each other just through the whole
Through the
Kingdom
internet.
Hearts community. Yeah, through the Kingdom Hearts community. And so we all kind of we all decided to come up with our little like. Are you familiar with Green Requiem on YouTube?
Green Requiem. I've heard the name, but I'm not massively familiar.
So
Haven't
he
heard of
actually-
him, no.
So he does like deep dives into like the music of Kingdom Hearts and does like really big analysis on that. So he had actually, so it started with him. He had a little Green Requiem boy, and he's like, well, why don't we all just make little, we call them prismals,
Okay.
because they are prismatic melodies, because the naming scheme is
Color music, isn't
color music term, right?
it? Like
So
Red
you have
Nocturne,
Blue
Blue Requiem.
Rhapsody. Yep.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh, Blue Rhapsody.
So we all have our little heartless OCs.
I mean, to be honest, it's a fun way to do it, because most people, when they do their OCs with Kingdom Hearts, it's usually human characters, or God forbid, changing your name and putting an X in it.
Right, exactly.
Just like a nobody.
Exactly. So it's like really simple, and it's
Yeah.
really cute, and it's
Simple and clean.
exactly.
I feel like we couldn't do the prismatic melodies for retranslated. Like I was thinking about this like on the drive back home from work, and I'm thinking like, what Heartless would represent retranslated? I got it. Pot centipede. I don't know why. Just like the retranslated logo printed on the pot centipede's head, and then each of the pots is each a voice actor and everyone who contributes to it.
Oh, perfect. So it's like a long like chain of events, or
Yeah.
chain of people. Perfect.
There you go.
Exactly. And if one person does happen to, leave and because I can't do this voice, it's like, that's fine. They leave. We're still a centipede.
Yeah, you reconnect at the other two pots.
Yeah.
You reconnect. Yeah.
And the biggest reason why we'd be the pot centipede is because we like to harass Agrabah.
Perfect. As you should. There's
In every game.
Every game is an Agrippa. No, I to be fair, like editing the Agrippa section for our video was just a nightmare. Like, do you realize how many sound effects are in that one genie scene?
Oh goodness, I didn't even think about that.
That was a nightmare. It was like,
So,
it sounds better.
Chaineh, going back to what you do, Chaineh, what would you say is the hardest part of organizing March Caprice?
Ooh, the hardest. Oh gosh, there's so many different. There's so many different things to do. I think the hardest part is probably other than dealing with people that can't read. I think it's having to do the deadline. I don't know. I guess that.
Yeah, making deadlines. Yeah, we understand that. Yeah.
Just having to space work out and also leave time for myself. I personally have a difficult time of just stopping doing March Caprice work because I love doing it so much. I love March Caprice and all the things that come out of it, and I'm like, I'm so excited. It's like I keep wanting to do different things and come up with new ideas and new projects, and it's like, okay, I need to go to bed for the night. It's 1 a.m. I'm done. I've been sitting at this computer since 5. We need to leave.
No, speaking of deadlines, we're actually recording this on the 16th of March, so we're just over a week away from the event. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, all video submissions are in now.
Yes, we've gotten all the videos. We've seen them all. We've approved them all, and everybody was very easy on following the rules as far as the pre-recorded videos go, which is nice. We didn't have to be, because during that there was a little period where we allowed people to turn in their videos, and then there was a week after that where we're like, okay, we need to review it, and then we need to tell them what they need to fix so that it aligns with their rules. But everybody seemed to align with our rules, so that made it really
it's
easy.
fair. Like, a lot of the rules do make sense. Things like no swearing, keep it PG-13.
PG-13.
I think one swear is allowed, but like, at the end of the day, most people who are younger. And then obviously there's this one big rule which, to me, like, at first didn't make sense, but I'm thinking, oh no, that makes complete sense, is the no shipping rule. Because
that can get pretty messy.
If there's one side of the Kingdom Hearts community you don't want to mess with, it's the shippers.
Yeah, actually.
They can get real angry real quick.
Oh, really angry.
Like... They're a very passionate part of the fan base, yes. Yeah. But we just gotta have I think most of it is because we have shipping can be kind of a mucky gray area. Having a line is very difficult to what we want to promote and what we really don't want to promote, and what crosses that line. So we just have the line really far back, and we're like, okay, we're gonna have this here. Like, if you have shipping in your own space and you apply to March Caprice, that's very welcome. You're obviously allowed to do that.
It's honestly like the same situation in anime. Like, when people ship stuff in anime, it gets pretty messy as well.
I'm sure it does. Yeah,
of course. Yeah, I think my opinion on the whole shipping thing is that if it is very set in stone that two people are together, no matter what gender or whatever it is, if they are very much together, then that's all right to talk about within the main context of the series. It's things like, and I'm gonna incur the wrath of our comment section right now. It's things like Riku Namine, which I know is a very common ship. But it's not set in stone. Like, the closest they've had to any sort of relationship is right at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, when Riku holds out his hand to her, and it's like, can you really call that a relationship?
Oh, dude.
It's like,
the fans eat up anything they can get their hands on. Like, anything.
It's like, oh my god, Zigbar gave Ventus this weird look. Does that mean they're together? And it's like, no, it just gave him a weird look.
Too much implying, yeah.
So yeah, no, I can completely understand why cutting out shipping would be just the best thing, because it's like, we're not going to talk about.
It's for the better.
We're not going to talk about the canon stuff. We're not going to talk about the hinted stuff. We're not talking about the completely batshit crazy ones. We're just gonna leave it away.
Yep, just drawing the line in the sand. That's just very clear, just right there. And that's that's not just a me rule. That's something that we all kind of agreed on as a team. Like, hey, and we do, and every single year we do review our rules and our FAQs and our terms of service, and we're like, okay, did this work last year? Do we want to allow this thing that we didn't last year, or do we want to not allow this thing we allowed last year?
You have like a lessons learned, yeah,
exactly. So it's always a very malleable, constant work in progress. Yeah. So and we very much take in stride people's feedback at the we're gonna do that thing at the end of this year that we did last year. Yeah. Where we're gonna send out a form and we're gonna be like, okay, what did you like? What didn't you like? So any of our rules and any of our procedures and everything are constantly changing and constantly hopefully improving.
The process evolves and improves. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, can I ask, is there actually anything from the first March Caprice that happened you're like, okay, we need to cut this out for next year?
Cutting things out from the first year?
Because I imagine the first year would have been like the test and like to see if it actually is viable.
Yeah, it actually was. We actually didn't anticipate doing it for more than 2 years because the initial point of what this was going to be was it was going to be a celebration of Cage 20. But we're like, so during our first year, we're like, okay, let's do a test year, see how it goes, and then we'll see if this is something that's even viable for the 20th anniversary celebration. And KSM will tell you if you ever talk to him, his idea of this is that eventually, even if we don't have a formal event anymore, that the fan base will continue the tradition of March Caprice by like once a year during the month of March, people just release their stuff as just kind of a celebration of Kingdom Hearts. So even if there's not a formal event, the spirit of March Caprice will live on. But so we actually didn't. Fun fact: we didn't decide on doing a third year until right before the finale of March Caprice 2.
Right, okay.
Like we were there was an event going on and we were all prepping for the quote unquote closer of last year, and we're like, okay, first of all, do we want to do this again? And we're all like tired and beaten, and like I had gotten I think a total of 6 to 8 hours of sleep within 3 days. Jeez. Just from running the stream all weekend, and I'm like, do we really want to do this again? And everyone's like, yeah, I would do this again. And like, yeah, we could do this again. And I'm like, okay, do we want to announce that? And we're like, yeah, let's just tell them. Okay, just casually drop it. So the fact that this was going to be a reoccurring event was ultimately kind of decided when we met for the first time this year.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's kind of nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you officially announced it about 6 months ago or something like that?
I want to say whenever Caprice released one... Or no, it was before that. Yeah, I want to say it was in like October, maybe?
I feel like it was September, October. I remember you guys saying, oh, we're announcing this earlier than last year because we want to give people plenty of time to actually do something.
Right, yeah.
And like, we actually took that to heart because we were very lazy last year because Retranslated actually set up between March Caprice 1 and 2.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, I don't think we'd set up that much longer after March Caprice 1.
Mm-hmm.
It was like July or something like that. And by the time we heard about March Caprice 2, we were like, crap, we haven't got anything. We'd love to show things off. And thankfully, you allowed us to just put parts 1 and 2 together as one bundle video and release that. And thankfully, we haven't done that this year. We've actually got something completely brand new, completely insane.
We did really good this year, yeah.
You guys did. As somebody as the person that watched your video, you guys did really good this year.
Did you watch the whole thing, or did you watch like parts of it?
I did. Nope, I watched the whole thing. Admittedly, it was at 2 times speed because I had to get through everything before the deadline.
But
I watched it.
No, it was so we're not going to reveal too much, but
yeah, I won't spoil anything.
No, we're not going to spoil any of the content, but
there's a lot of talent in that video. Yeah.
Basically, the entirety of Rox's story, if you don't leave anything out, it's about 2.5 hours. We managed to condense that into the 1 hour slot that we were allowed.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually something that we cut down on from our first year. Was the runtime of events. Because we had people that were like, hey, nobody's coming to my event because everyone's at this other event that's still running.
Right.
So nobody's coming to mine. And we're like, oh, well, that's a problem. we want you to get attention too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we got that hour, the hour time blocks for everybody.
Yeah.
It's a good rule set. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to talk about like our time slot because that's officially released in a couple days. It'll be after this video comes out.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to be that guy and say, yeah, we're going to be showing our video at this time on this day, and it's like it could change.
Yep, at the time of recording, it's still a work in progress.
I think
so. Chaineh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Go on, Ocean.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to share our passion for the game itself. As someone who is a Kingdom Hearts fan, just like all of us, what were your thoughts on the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer that released years ago? I kind of want to see what your thoughts on the franchises right now and the future of the series.
Yeah, sure. Well, so that dropped, I think the weekend after March Caprice 2. Ended. I was still very dead. It took me 3 weeks to recover.
Oh God, I remember it was that week. It was that weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep. It was. We actually had braced for Kingdom Hearts news that weekend, just in case. Like, if something drops, we didn't exactly. I don't think we had a set in stone plan in place because they did say pretty early that it was going to be the weekend after. But when we were planning March Caprice 2, we're like, okay, what if they drop news during March Caprice? What do we do? So that was because
lo and behold,
it was the weekend after.
It was the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 4, like
right
after March Caprice, like. Jesus Christ!
And I gotta say that 20th anniversary poster looks sweet as
oh my gosh!
Hell yeah!
That's it's one of my phone backgrounds, so it's to this day. So it had dropped when I was not mentally prepared because I had burnt myself out for March Caprice 2.
Gotcha.
So I was literally lying on the floor. I went over to my phone, watched the trailer, turned back over, and went, okay. And I'm like, I'm not ready to receive this news yet. I am not hyped for this. I am not in the right mental space for this yet. I'll watch it again later.
Yeah. Later on, you rewatch it, and then we're like, oh, okay, that's cool.
I'm like, okay, this is actually very hype.
You're running on a few hours of sleep and a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new Sora look in the trailer?
I think it is still very much a work in progress. I don't. Very similar to when we've got the first couple Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers. I'm taking anything we get at this point as a grain of salt. I think we're very early in the process.
Everything is development, or as they say, magic in the making.
Exactly, magic in the making. Exactly. So I'm trying not to get super attached to anything I see, be it anybody's look or how the gameplay looks or what we might be promised or not promised. I'm taking it all with a grain of salt. But if we get what we have been shown so far, which is, at this point is only one trailer, I think it could be a really interesting direction. I like the idea of Sora, what's the word? Paying rent.
In Quadratum,
Oh my god! Imagine if that's what Kingdom Hearts 4 is. It's just a life sim, but he happens to have a Keyblade.
There you go.
It's like day 5. Does he consider pawning off the Keyblade so he can eat?
I'm just imagining Yuzora, after he beats Sora, he just dragged his defeated body to Strelitzia's apartment.
There you go. There's actually a picture out there of so Violet Unversed, who you guys had in the last episode. One of her cosplays is of Strelitzia.
Yes, we actually had that. We actually had that picture in the video. It's fantastic. It was really well done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there's actually there's actually a picture of her and a Kingdom Hearts 4 Sora cosplayer. He's on his knees and he's got like money in his hand and he's holding out to her and she's like rent. Like we're going like, yeah, darn right, you're laying on rent. Give me this. So there's a running joke that he's paying rent to her.
Speaking of Strelitzia, I find it funny, like, when Marluxia gets, like, recompleted, he's like, where's my sister? And then someone tells him she's in a different universe.
Right,
oh my
right.
God. So, speaking of, like, obviously Kingdom Hearts 4 and things like that, is there anything that you'd want to appear in Kingdom Hearts 4 based on what we know and...
Yeah, like, any predictions at all? Yeah.
I'm not much of a, predictor myself. I like just not having... I like being surprised and being open to whatever they give me. I know there's a billion theories out there. It's Kingdom Hearts, but there's one theory that I kind of like the sound of, is that Sora is actually going to be meeting the current big live action versions of Disney characters. So, like, if he runs into Maleficent. He's actually gonna run into like the Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
So like a live action Cinderella, live action Beauty and the Beast, that sort of thing.
Oh,
exactly.
Man,
so he might go to those different worlds. And as somebody that doesn't like the live action movies, I'm still really open to that. I think that anything is possible, and they could execute something that is normally bad and turn into something great.
That animated pilot of the TV show was brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, that was so good.
Which I'm not actually sure if you know, but we actually retranslated that with Seth Kersley's permission.
Really?
We got,
I didn't see that.
We actually emailed Seth Kersley because the reason he released that video was like he had a near-death experience and like I need to release this video, and it felt wrong to do a retranslated video of that without asking him. I sent out this gung-ho email to him and said, look mate, we love the pilot, are we able to put our own spin on it? And he said, go for it. Yeah, he responded within a couple of hours.
Yeah.
He's very open to, he's very like receptive and he's easy to contact, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Which is really nice. He's very passionate about it, and that's really cool to see. When it seems like, you know, somebody like Nomura or Shimamura are like miles away and like you'll never get to speak with him ever. It's cool to have other people like Seth Kersley who are like you can DM him and he'll be like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. You know,
it's good to have a dialogue with the people in charge. Yeah,
exactly.
No, it was a shame because we actually messaged him before he was told by someone at Disney to maybe take it down. So our version is still up there, thankfully, and it's not been copyright claimed or anything like that because it is a creative version. But yeah, no, it was awesome getting that response from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was such a cool thing too.
Yeah,
that
nice bit of history.
The fact that at any point got released to the public is a freaking miracle. Like that's not because there was just the fact that we were all able to watch it was really cool.
Well, I think his mindset of going into it was that like the reason he wanted to do it was because he was passionate about the game. He actually played the game before putting this pilot together. And he said that the initial pilots that someone had put together, I don't think he said who, but the initial pilot felt like an Aladdin episode with Kingdom Hearts characters, and it needs to be a Kingdom Hearts episode.
And can I just say, like, huge respect for the man playing the game before he made the show. Like, not many creators do that. Like, go through all the content before making the.
In all fairness, all the content was just that one game at the time.
Yeah, the one game. Still, like, he went through the entire game. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
That is a lot more dedication than you see from other, from some people.
No. Going back to the live action Disney stuff, do you think it would be limited to just the Disney remakes, or do you think we could see stuff like Marvel or Star Wars? Because I know that a lot of people are wanting Star Wars in there, a lot of people are wanting Marvel, and I feel like
the AT foot theory.
Don't give me that crap.
I don't believe it either. It's silly.
I think y'all are about to be disappointed, but I guess we'll find out in the future.
I mean, I'm not a massive fan of Star Wars. I am very openly a non-Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Star Wars hater. It's a difference. But it's like if Star Wars is in there, cool. Okay, yeah, I'll just treat it the same way as I treat any other Star Wars content. I'll play it and have fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to get super invested. It's like, oh no, Darth Vader would never say anything like this because shut up.
Yeah,
it's a video game. Let me play video game.
Speaking of which, it's funny you say Star Wars. There is a mod that changes Xemnas into Darth Vader because because Xemnas uses those red lightsabers. Oh, they're lasers, but they look like lightsabers, and so it just fits. Yeah.
No, but no, I think I'm like, once again, I'm open to whatever.
Of course.
Whatever's brought to me. So if they bring some kind of Marvel tie-in, great, cool. Let's see what they. I mean, technically, Big Hero 6 is a Marvel property.
Yeah,
so that Marvel has been
in the movie.
Well, I think that's a major exception, just because
it is a stretch.
While Big Hero 6, the movie that Disney made, is based on the Marvel property, I think there's only like a couple of things that are actually tied to the original comic. It's like you may as well just treat that movie as its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fair, and obviously it appeared in Kingdom Hearts 3, which was great. But I think going back to like reveals and things like that, when each month when they revealed each of the movies that was going to be represented in Kingdom Hearts 3, I remember a lot of people when Arendelle was shown off, and like, oh, this was going to be the worst world. It's like, well, it's frozen. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, yeah, the movie's not great, but give the world a chance. They could do something fun with it. Yes, okay, the game came out and the world was crap, but at least we gave it a chance,
Yeah, good example of that. When I first saw the reveal of Pirates of the Caribbean for 3, I went, ugh.
No, it looked like crap. It looked like the worst world. Looked like it was going to be the worst world from the trailers, but it's like...
Yeah, and it's like, why are we bringing this back? But then I played it, and it's actually my favorite Kingdom Hearts 3 world. They did a really good job with it. So I think
not my
people
favorite,
have...
It's definitely in the top 3.
Yeah, so I think if people have a good... if everybody has an open mind and receives what Kingdom Hearts 4 will bring, and will play it with an open mind, I think they'll have a better time than somebody that has a lot of expectations and 50 theories on what's going to happen, and then you know, I feel like I personally would just be disappointed.
I think that's why I think that's why a lot of people were disappointed by Kingdom Hearts 3 was because everyone built up their own idea as to how this saga was going to end, and the way that it ended was the way that it ended, and a lot of people didn't expect it to happen, and a lot of people were disappointed. But it's like, if you actually go back and play the game's fun. The story's not as complicated as any other game in the series. And Xehanort is sent off in a fairly fun way. It's a very good way.
Yeah. I was going to say, speaking of pirates, I like how the Jack Sparrow that helps you is made of crabs. It's one little detail there.
Yeah, it's a nice little detail. I do like that.
But yeah, Xehanort, I thought he was pretty good as a character. Like, he was basically Thanos in the end. He just wanted to purge the world, create anew. Yeah.
But it's crabs.
And it's crabs. Jack Sparrow is crabs.
Crabs and teeth.
No teeth. I can't, like, that's actually one of my favourite things from Marge Caprice 2 was that
so good.
There were a lot of memes that came out the second year, like Marge Caprice was one of them, and then one that completely blew us away was teeth became one. It's like, teeth? It's like, what the hell does that mean? It's like, oh my god, that's a thing.
Oh man, our most commonly used joke. Yes.
It was so dumb.
It was so good, and Marge is making a reappearance this year.
Of course she is. Of course, Marge.
She's on our website. She's let's see where else is she? I think right now she's only on her website, but keep your eyes peeled. Maybe she'll.
I'll crump with you, Bart. Were there any?
Chaineh.
Go on.
Chaineh, who's your favorite Kingdom Hearts character?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Everybody usually has that in mind.
I'd say like
I flip flop every single day. Like I'm like I really like this.
50% of people would probably say Roxas.
I was never a big Roxas fan.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I was kind of a Riku fan.
Okay.
I was
okay. Riku's a badass. Yeah.
I was in high school as a really big Axel fan.
Of course.
That's died down a little bit, but
got mesmerized. Yeah.
I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I like Terra. I like Aqua. I don't like. Just name somebody, right? And I think there's good. I feel like all my answers are wishy-washy. It's like, well, if you consider everything, but no. It's
Chaineh, when he sees a Kingdom Hearts character, I think they're neat.
I just think they're neat. Exactly. But I think my go-to answer is Riku.
Riku. Okay.
Seeing him transform to this little shit in Kingdom Hearts 1 to what he is in Kingdom Hearts 3. He was
really a little shit in Kingdom Hearts 1, wasn't he?
He was. Do you like his car key in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh, I love it. I want that for myself. I want that for myself.
I don't know why people made such a big deal about the car key, because wasn't one of the keychains in the first game a car key? Is it Fenrir or something like that?
Oh yeah, from
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah.
Like, oh my god, Riku's got a giant car key. It's like, yeah, so did Sora. Shut up.
And I will say, like, the thing about Axel in Kingdom Hearts 3, I did, like, kind of tear up when I first saw that Seesaw Trio reunion in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the Keyblade Graveyard. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things I love about the series, is how it's able to just pull you in and
like, it's so silly sometimes, but
and just absolutely break them in half and shatter the pieces and
strings. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of moments in the series where people feel like you just have that one moment where it's like, yes, this is my favorite thing. In fact, actually, I'm not going to go into too much details, but I the person who edited our video, an amazing woman called Yo Dizzle, who was in the Violet Aber episode.
Yeah.
She actually has her own video going into March Caprice, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. But fun fact about that. Obviously, we're not going to talk about details, but all the clips that she used in that video are stuff that she asked us. So she asked us what are our favourite moments from Kingdom Hearts, and she used all those clips in her video, which, I think that's kind of cool that, she sort of influenced our retranslated stuff, and we've influenced her creative stuff with her video. And can't wait to see it, because we've actually not seen her video yet.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah, no. we had a watch party for our own hour-long video, but
So let's see, Chaineh. So for the future of Kingdom Hearts, would there be any Disney worlds that you would want for the future?
Oh, which ones do I really want?
Let's say it's any Disney movie that hasn't been represented as a world.
Yeah, like no sequels. Yeah,
that's fine. I was really pining for, Treasure Planet Kingdom Hearts 3. I feel like that's been that's I might be beating a dead horse with that, but I was happy to get the little representation in the gummy ship orbs, have just like the orbs in Treasure Planet. It was a nice little reference.
Yeah,
I love to see it in a world. I love that movie.
Which one? Which?
Treasure Planet.
Okay, right. Sorry, I thought you threw in like a second one.
The captain is a great character in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, I love the captain. She's awesome. She's who I aspire to be every day. But yeah, I feel like Treasure Planet. I would still love. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna throw out a curveball. I think Disney's recent Strange World could make a good world.
Admittedly, I haven't seen that one yet.
No, obviously I can't go into spoilers, but the big spoiler of the movie is the reason why I think it would be a good world.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's very well done. That movie, and it's such a shame that it just wasn't promoted as much as it should have been.
Yeah. What was the movie I just saw recently? Raya.
Raya the Last Dragon.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. I just remembered I didn't finish it. Actually, we were watching it in VC very late. It was like 2 a.m, and I'm like, okay, I have to go to bed. And there's an hour left of this movie. I can't.
No,
but from what I saw, I'm like, oh, that would be really fun. Moana too. Moana would be the perfect movie.
Moana's great. Yeah.
There's a fantastic Shea Frillis video which he compares the stories of Encanto and Raya, and I completely agree that Raya completely butchers its morals. But I do think it would make for a cool Kingdom Hearts world.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of like feeling like a Land of Dragons sort of feel to it.
My answer, since we have Pixar in the mix now, is I would love the Incredibles to be a world. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because facing Syndrome, oh man, that'd be
Syndrome
cool.
Syndrome would be fun. Like a heartless Omnidroid.
Yeah, and that like big robot. Yep.
I would love to see Incredibles. That is my favorite Disney Pixar movie.
To be honest,
so quotable, so funny.
Like that. One of my favorite Pixar movies is Ratatouille, and I thought they would never.
Oh, you were excited.
They would never ever make a Ratatouille world because it wouldn't make sense. It would feel a bit weird. So I like the way that they introduced Ratatouille and they had little chef controlling Sora. I'm like, great, but they also.
I'm sorry.
They also
I'm just imagining
one of the worst voice lines in there. It's like, this looks like a great place to find some ingredients.
I'm just imagining a heartless food critic as the main villain if it was a world.
Like a giant Anton Ego, and he's throwing insults at him.
In heartless form. This is disgusting.
I can't believe final boss is gonna be Gordon Ramsay.
Oh my god.
It's roll.
We're not
frozen.
idiot sandwiches. Our friends are our power. You're the real idiot sandwich. No, sorry.
He throws scallops at you for his attack moves.
Oh my god. Okay.
Quick, find the fucking lamb sauce.
Let's go completely left field.
Uh-huh.
Nothing owned by Disney, or at least nothing associated with Disney anyway, because I know that Aliens are like Disney. But is there any movie that you would go, yes, that would make for a great movie?
Somebody once told me.
Shrek would hurt.
Can you imagine? Okay, hear me out. I think it has I know that Shrek is the big meme movie for the internet,
Yeah.
and it's very easy to understand why. But honestly, if you try to get out of that meme mindset that we're constantly,
Yes.
sometimes permanently in, it's a really good, it's a feel-good fantasy story with, I think, a really great setting.
Yeah.
I think I could see it functioning similar to Corona, where you start in the forest, you go to the kingdom, and you know, kind of that similar one transition from environment 1 to environment 2.
Yeah.
There's actually been Shrek video games before, so
there has.
so there is inspiration for you know, what some of the people can do, and you've got 4 movies to pull from, and on top of that, Puss in Boots 2 is a fantastic movie that I recommend to everyone.
God.
Oh my gosh, it is
genuinely, like,
phenomenal.
With me being a larger guy and who loves to do cosplays, my next cosplay is going to be Big Jack Horner.
Oh,
I really want to do it.
I love that, please.
Yeah, if they ever make a Shrek world, I would want them to start in Shrek 2 so we have Puss in Boots and Fairy Godmother.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think I agree. I wouldn't want them to pull from Shrek 3, though. Shrek 3 is just awful.
If Shimamura does a rendition of We Need a Hero, that would just complete my life.
Nice.
It's like a battle theme or something. So I realize Shrek is the meme answer, but I would genuinely love to see a Shrek world in Kingdom Hearts.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think going back to, like, Moana a second, like, I think the one big idea that I had was that, yes, you could have the big lava monster lady as the final boss for that world. But how amazing would it be to have Tamatoa as a mini boss? But
that's
all
like
of his
that
attacks,
boss.
all of his attacks are tied to the music.
Oh, that would be so good.
I feel like Kingdom Hearts could do a music boss battle really well.
Yeah, like a rhythm game, yeah.
Sort of
This
like
is
that,
something we've been complaining about. Like, if a lot of the people in our friend group that have our little Prismals, like, the thing that ties us together is music. Like, a lot of us, like Keynote and David Russell, and
of course,
like have music backgrounds. And one of the things we constantly complain about is the lack of dynamic music and how
well, the thing is
getting
that,
gameplay music.
Is that with Kingdom Hearts, like, they pull from movies that are known to be musicals. So why not incorporate the music?
Exactly.
I would love to see a game.
This is what the fans want.
I would love to see a game that I know Hi-Fi Rush is very, very good for, like, its dynamic music fighting and things like that. But I don't think it would work for Kingdom Hearts. I feel like taking inspiration from No Straight Roads would work better, where the bosses and the environment is tied to the music, but you are not.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get us wrong. We love the music. We love Tension Rising, 13 Struggle, Rage Awakened. We love that shit.
God, imagine fighting Xemnas, but he's in time to Tension Rising.
Oh, yeah.
one of the biggest things biggest missed opportunities that we constantly bitch about in our server is how it would have been really nice to have when you have what's it called? Forza Finale. When you're fighting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, young Xehanort, Ansem, and Zemnis. Yep.
Yeah, when you're doing the North Court fight, how if you kill one of them, their portion of the
music goes away,
drops out. Yeah,
that would have been really cool.
That would have been real neat. And the thing, like, it would have been totally possible because when you have the death cutscene, the music stops, so you just load another track. It's not like they have to make a dynamic, continuous.
I honestly feel like Kingdom Hearts would not as a numbered series, but I would love to. I would love for them to have like a side game where you play as different characters in the franchise and you go against different villains, but you're fighting them against their villain song. So like having like Ursula fighting against her two poor unfortunate souls.
Yes.
Or
yeah.
like
by the way, when I saw Norcourt,
we did that in Kingdom Hearts 2. We did that in Kingdom Hearts 2.
We're not. Shut up.
Ursula's
we're not having
Revenge.
Sweetest Poopsies. Shut up. Okay, we are actually reaching the last few minutes of the podcast, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start playing the outro music. What I'm gonna introduce you to something that we like to do here, Chaineh.
Sure.
We like to name the episode within the episode. So if you have any title ideas, throw them out there, and we'll probably choose one of yours because you are the special guest.
Oh God!
There you go.
We've had some fantastic ones in the past. Like we've had some clickbaity ones.
All up to you.
I'm so freaking wishy-washy this episode. We've been all over the place with our discussion.
Well, we talked about March Caprice. We talked about music boss battles. We talked about
Kingdom Hearts, the future. Yeah, worlds.
I think we had one episode where we talked about all this deep, meaningful stuff, and we had like a 2-minute conversation about something completely off topic, and that's what we named the episode on.
Yeah, we have a lot of tangents when it comes to these podcasts.
I mean, this whole episode has been like a whole like wishy-washy tangent. So maybe a wishy-washy tangent. Wishy-washy tangent.
The one with the wishy-washy tangent.
The one with the wishy-washy tangent. Yeah.
Oh wow. I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, we are obviously reaching the last few minutes. Chaineh with a special guest. Is there anything you would like to promote? Right at the end here.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, check out March Caprice. We're all marchcaprice.com. We're all working very hard. Aba, Danielle, myself, KSM, Guides, Keynote, Lyman, OJ, Violet. We're all working very hard to make sure that this year is going to be a good year. So please check it out. We're excited to show you what everybody has.
Yep.
You can find me on Twitter at The Chain of Fire. You can find me on YouTube under Azure Allegro. That's the name of my little Prismal guy. You can find me. Where else can you find me? Those are kind of the biggest 2 places where you can find me. So, and of course, support the Kingdom Hearts database.
Yep. We'll put all those links in the description. So that's where you can find everything there. Chaineh, it's been a pleasure having you. This has been a fantastic hour.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for Ocean to joining me with this as well.
No problem, yeah. Looking forward to the party next week.
Yeah.
I've actually taken time off from work specifically to take part in March Caprice, so should be a lot of fun. Anyway, this is where we'll end it. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.